What up guys, Synapse here, and today I want to talk a little bit about being willing to lose the girl, alright? Now, everybody filters the world and thinks about things through their own experience. One of the things I've studied is kickboxing, right? And at the beginning, of course, nobody really wants to get hit in the face. So, pretty natural, pretty common way to start is to try to, when you're sparring, to try to stay a bit far away. But of course, as you soon learn, if you stay far away, not only can they not hit you, but you can't hit them. So essentially it's just not a fight, right? It's not anything. It's just two guys in a ring, kind of like staying away from each other, right? Now, I think, and essentially you have to get close, you have to step in that pocket to be able to land a punch, right? So you have to be able to get in and land that punch you have to get close, you have to risk getting hit in order to hit, right? Now, with pickup, with game, this also applies, alright? So a lot of guys subconsciously or consciously want to avoid getting hit. In other words, they might do certain things that mean that the rejection doesn't really sting, right? Or they might not play to win, but rather play to get a small victory, alright? So some examples of this. Most common example, one of the common examples is going for the number. Getting in the habit of only going for the number as opposed to trying to make something happen then and there, right? And the idea here being, it's a sure thing. If I have her number, I can get her out on a date, but if I try to go for more, she might get angry and I might lose her, okay? Another example, if you're standing there and just talking in the interaction, not trying to move it, not trying to bounce them, right? I call this like treading water in the interaction. In other words, trying to keep your head above water, like desperately, just keep the interaction going, keep it going, right? Rather than trying to get somewhere, right? It's almost like there's no destination. Well, imagine, right? You get into your car, you sit down, you turn on the engine, and you just sit there, right? Without a destination, without a goal in mind, you're not achieving anything, okay? One other way that guys do this is essentially they try to protect themselves, right? They do a sort of half-assed approach, right? Like a very weak approach, just be like, oh hey, and that's it, right? And if she doesn't open, you'd be like, you can kind of say to yourself, you're like, oh well, I wasn't really trying anyway, okay? Or also common is sour grapes, right? If you approach a girl and she's like, and then she walks away, she'd be like, fuck, she was a bitch. I'm glad it didn't go well, right? But actually, it's just sour grapes. So what is more powerful is to own it, to put your balls on the line. And yes, you do have to risk being hurt a bit, right? It's almost like you put your balls on the line, right? Well, if your balls are on the line, they could get cut, they could get smashed, they could get damaged. But if they don't, if your balls are not on the line, if you're playing it too safe, there's no victory either there, right? So this kind of playing it safe mentality, or the desire to minimize the amount of damage to your ego, is usually the worst way to go about things, and the best way to ensure that you get nothing. And also, you better believe the girl's going to realize, she's going to be like, this guy doesn't actually really care that much, right? So other ways this can manifest, trying to make approaches just for the approach, like just to get the number of approaches up if you're practicing. Now, of course, this is a double-edged sword. You do want to approach a lot, and you do want to get those approach numbers up. But you do, with every approach, you really should be putting yourself out there. You should be putting your balls on the line. You should be making an honest approach. And if the girl isn't interested, if she wants to walk away, fine. You can be like, you know what? I did it. Own it. Take it like a man. Right? So that doesn't mean like, bitch, fuck her, right? And be like, well, damn, well, I liked her, but it wasn't going to happen. That's alright. That's how life goes, okay? And that's a much more mature and healthy way to be dealing with it. And in addition, that type of mindset is going to get you far more results in the long term than cheap approaches, safe approaches, overly casual approaches, or getting angry after something doesn't go your way. Alright? That's all I had to say about this. I will see you guys next time.